Hi guys, hope you're good. Hope everyone's doing well. Dale says hi. Fish says hat of the stream. Decided to keep it basic today. I think you need to start maybe rating the hats so that I know which ones you like and which ones you don't like. Fish also says be safe. I'll try my best. I'm not always safe, but I'll try my best. Fish also states, "Yo, Harry, Fish is the best. Harry is bad, yeah. I don't like you. You don't like me." Is this your continued beef with Harry? I feel like this is a bit of a one-sided beef, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I can't lie. Has he seen your latest diss track, or has he not? That is the question. Fish says Kitty 5 times, because clearly Kitty 4 times was not quite enough. The fifth time really solidified it in case there was any doubt about the animal being referred to. But now I know that it's a kitty. How you doing, Durwood? Hope you are good. Good result for Barcelona on the weekend, 6-0, which is pretty crazy, but I hope you're doing good. I'm torn between wanting Madrid to lose, but also don't want Greenwood to win. Can't they both lose? Yeah, kind of how I felt about the weekend with City and what's that team called? City and United. Unfortunately, United let us down, but yeah. Ideally, there's a way for Madrid to lose and for Greenwood to lose and for 66 to somehow also lose, even though he's on Madrid's team. That would make it ideal. Elliot is starting for Villa. Oh wow, nice. He got into the team. He got into the team pretty quickly then, because he was on the bench the other day. So he seems to have. He must be impressing in training. So who are they playing? Is it a cup game? How you doing, Kieran? Kieran says all I can watch is Spurs on Prime. That's unfortunate. I'll try and keep you updated. It's bizarre. Why have Prime bought the Spurs game? Spurs Villarreal. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a good one either way. Oh wow, does it? Oops. That's a bit bizarre. No, it says Real Madrid. I think Twitch is doing something weird, because even after the other day, it had the wrong title on it. I think it might be doing something strange. But yeah, as far as I can see, it does say Real Madrid. But on Saturday, once I saw the upload, it had the wrong title on it. Kieran says Villa is against Brentford in the cup. Yeah, nice. Good start for Harvey Elliott. Ilya says, "Hi bro, we hate watching Trent today." Indeed we are. I can't lie. That's most of the reason why I'm here. I was worried 66 would not start, because he seems to have been usurped by Carvajal, but he does seem to be starting. So yeah, I hate watch will be in full effect. I've also added some lights. I don't know if you can see them, but that's like the best £2 I've ever spent. It did take me about an hour to put them on, because they kept falling off. But I figured that might add a bit of light. Fingers crossed, because a lot of the games are at night now. Fish says, Sir Jean-Claire Tadibo. Fish wants barbecue. I want barbecue. I actually don't own a barbecue. I was going to buy a barbecue in the summer, but then I didn't. But yeah, I might have to get one for next year. Game is just kicked off. Anthony says, has the game not started? It has started. And also, can you see the score now? Is that coming up okay now? I remember on Sunday you were saying it was getting cut off, but I've kind of redesigned it and put it in the middle. It's better. Fantastic. So yeah, this is just kicked off. There we go. Kieran says the time's on 0. Yeah, I hadn't started it. I've updated it now. It should be okay now. Should be okay. That's a good question. Fish needs to state what his top 10 hats are, so then I know which hats to wear and which hats not to wear. Also, this is like 2 days hair growth. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's getting there. It's getting there. How you doing, Mason, Jason, Aviation? I'm watching the Millwall versus Crystal Palace game today. There's so many good games on today, aren't there? There's the Villa game. There's the Crystal Palace game. There's this game that we're watching. So yeah, the boring summer is officially over. Now we are spoiled for choice. Kieran says 1-0 Spurs. Durwood says 1-0 Spurs already. Lewis Junior has scored for Spurs. Interesting. I'm hoping for a couple of goals in this game as well. Fingers crossed. But I do have a tendency to always pick the games with the least goals in them. Durwood says, I have to hear these diss tracks. Fish, where can I hear these? Well, they're on Fish's channel. And so, Fish started some sort of beef with Harry. I don't know why. Then Fish released a few diss tracks on his channel, and then Harry created one in response. So there's a couple on Fish's channel, and there's one on Harry's channel. This is my life now as a mature, sophisticated adult. Mason Jason Aviation says this is probably the worst game this week, though. Possibly. As in the Crystal Palace one. Could be. 66 is on the floor. But the ref's telling him to get up. How you doing, Doge? Doge says Greenwood hat trick. I'm curious to see, is he going to be on the right or is he going to be on the left? Most often he's on the right, so he doesn't. Oh, 666 has pulled the hamstring. No. I don't want our hate watch to be over within 3 minutes. Even I last longer than 3 minutes from a hamstring perspective. He looks very concerned. He was doing that thing that footballers do called sprinting. It's that thing that he's not particularly used to, as Charlotte is aware. So 66 was sprinting, and he's pulled a hamstring. I guess that's what a year of no sprinting can do. And it looks like Carvajal's coming on. Reluctant Gamer says, oi bro, how are you, Reluctant Gamer? Hope you're good. Has your Apple Watch Series 3 in black turned up yet? Which reminds me, my AirPods have not turned up yet. But I think the release might be next week. Mason Jason Aviation says a Gomez goal incoming today. Could happen. Oh, he's off already. How you doing, Simon? Carvajal's on already after 4 minutes. We should just go. Our hate watch lasted like 3 minutes. So Carvajal's on, which is unfortunate. Doge says, you buying the iPhone 17? Probably not. With phones, I tend to not buy them new. With computers, I buy new. So the computer I'm streaming this from, that was new. But phones, I tend to wait a bit. So I have iPhone 16 Pro, which is last year's, and I got like a brand new one for £700. So I thought that was pretty good. But if I didn't have it, I might go for it. But I think I'll stay with this. How about you? Reluctant Gamer says, I've cancelled my black Pro watch and I'm getting the natural one, which is the silver color. I got 2 bands with it too. Looking forward to it. First watch I'm getting. Good stuff, man. Enjoy. It's I've never had the Ultra. I always have the normal watches, but everyone who has them says they're pretty amazing. So yeah, enjoy. CBS Sports was talking about Liverpool versus Madrid, and they were saying it will be interesting to see what will happen with 66. And a host said that's if he starts. Yeah. So we're not kind of peddling lies when we make that assumption. It's the actual news stations that are suspecting the same thing. To be honest, I highly doubt he's gonna start in that. Highly doubt he's gonna start. Simon's good. It's good to hear. Yeah, I'm good. Good, thank you. Anthony wants to know what Fish's username is. You'll have to go on YouTube. Fish is on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, I can try sending you the link somehow. Apple Watch Ultra 3 is out on the 19th, which is this Friday. Makes sense. I ordered my AirPods a bit late, so I think they're gonna come on Monday. But I need them for a flight in October, so we're good. Yeah, I know what you mean, Simon. That's my hate watch done. Benfica 1-0, says Jason. Fish is buying Panini Fish card. Is that like the trading cards from back in the day? Reluctant Gamer has got a 16 Pro. I'm not getting the 17 yet. I'll wait 18 Pro. Yeah, that makes sense. There's very little need to kind of upgrade every single year, to be honest. Kieran says, why did Trent get subbed off already? He pulled his hamstring because he was running. There's this thing that he just didn't do any of last year. And he did it today and he got injured. And that thing is called sprinting. So basically he ran and then he just grabbed his hamstring and then he's out, unfortunately. Doge is getting 14 Pro on Friday, coming from an 11. That would be a nice upgrade because 14 Pro's got the Pro Motion screen, and you'll get much better battery life and much better camera. My phone before the 16 Pro that I have now, which is this one, my phone before this was the 14 Pro, but I dropped it and I broke the screen. And then the screen replacement cost was quite high, so I said, you know what, I'll just get a new one. But if that didn't happen, I would have kept it because it was still really, really, really fast, really, really good camera. So yeah, you got a good phone there. Enjoy. Mr. Default says, United, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. This is Ikram's favorite place online. I appreciate that. Rebecca Nolan says, I'm here. It's Anthony. I couldn't change my account. So so now I need to figure out how to send you. Let me post the link to Fish's profile because you want to see his diss track. There you go. There's your link to Fish's profile where he's got a bunch of diss tracks dedicated to Harry. 66 will be out till after our game and make a recovery. Yeah, make a recovery. Yeah, pretty much immediately after. Everyone knows it's gonna happen. I mean, I wish he'd play, and I wish he'd come up against not Gakpo but Rio instead. And Rio would give him a terrible time, but unfortunately, I think he's gonna chicken out, isn't he? Fish says R.I.P. Fish. That's unfortunate. A reluctant gamer's got the AirPods Pro 3 already. Which one are you getting already? You might have the normal AirPods. So, as normal AirPods go up to 4, whereas AirPods Pro, the new one, is 3. If that makes sense. So there's AirPods 1, AirPods 2, AirPods 3, AirPods 4, which is normal AirPods, and then Pro is 1, 2, and 3. So it's the 3 is the one that came out the other day. Anthony says there's no diss track. There is. You have to click on the shorts. If you click on the shorts section, you'll see it there. Fish says, are you doing Europa League games? Probably not, because I need a day off now and again. Derwood does not like picking between Villa and Brentford, but Kelleher isn't playing, so it's okay. Makes it a lot easier then. Is Brian playing? Jordan Brian Henderson, is he playing? Dode says 11 is solid, just that it's getting a bit outdated and the nighttime camera is a bit terrible. Yeah, that tends to typically be, I think, what they improve year after year, the camera. Also, you'll be getting a battery life improvement, so that will be nice as well. So yeah, solid upgrade. It feels, because I think I used to have an 11 back in the day, so it will feel a bit different in your hand as well, which is always good. Fish is throwing up. What? You know why you're throwing up? Because you sent me a message the other day saying I'm eating cat food. That's probably why you're throwing up. Anthony says, damn, Fish's diss track is fire. There you go. Bit of support for Fish. Reluctant Gamer just saw his box. It says AirPods Pro 2nd generation. What's the difference? Mine are great. Yeah, I've got the 2nd generation right now. But I'm keeping the 2nd generation in addition to getting the 3rd. The reason why I'm doing it is because, to be honest, I'm considering going to Japan in like February, March time, and that's like 16-17 hour flight. So with the 2nd generation, the battery life is like, say, 6 to 7 hours. And on the 3rd generation, it's similar, but my thinking is I can use one, and then the other pair is charging. And then when the ones in my ear die, then I can switch over. So that's who's messaging me? So that's my thinking. Basically, to have a spare pair for flights and that sort of thing. But the 2nd generation that I have, they're really, really good. They're one of those things where I wasn't sure whether to buy it at first. But when I did, I was super glad. It makes flights and train journeys so much easier. Because what I noticed, like, especially going on the train and going on flights and things, I'd get off and I'd be like so tired. I'd be like, why am I so tired? I've just been sitting here. It was the noise. It was like the engine noise in my ears. And ever since I got AirPods Pro 2, which have noise cancellation, flights are so much easier. Basically, I feel a lot less tired now. No, he's not even on the bench. Carvalho is playing. Interesting. Maybe Brian can only do a few starts or one start a week. Charlotte says, is Van Dijk still the best centre back in the Premier League? Yeah, for me, 100%. For me, 100%. I'm not sure who comes close. Like Saliba's good, but I don't think aerially he's anywhere near as strong. Gabriel's quite good, but I'd still put Van Dijk ahead of him. I'd say he is the best centre back, and for me, he's probably Liverpool's most important player, because I think you can take any other player out of the team, and there's a relatively good enough backup on the bench. Like you can take Gakpo out, you've got Rio. You can take Isak out, you've got Ekitike. You can take McAllister out, you've got Jones, who's fine. He's not McAllister, but he's fine. Whereas if you take Van Dijk out, you've got an 18-year-old. So I'd say he's the best centre-back, and he's probably the most important player in the team. Reluctant Gamer says, why are you going Japan? Just traveling. It's one of those places I've always wanted to go. And what's put me off has been like how long the flight is. And I'm in relatively good physical condition now that I could probably do a 17-hour flight. Whereas when I'm older, I might not be able to do it. So that's the main reason. Basically, always wanted to go. I think I could survive the flight at the moment, whereas in a few years it might be very difficult. Anthony does not like Harry's diss track. I thought it was good. Thought it was good with the rapping and all that. Anthony says, why don't you get a Euro train? As in to like France and Belgium from London, you can. So I'd have to get a train to London first. But I mean, it might be a good thing to experience once. I've never done it. You can get the Eurostar, can't you, from London St Pancras? The only reason I haven't done it is because I'd have to get to London first. Fish says, yo, Anthony, respect. Fish has made a new friend. I'm so happy. Because Anthony was saying Harry's diss track is not good and Fish's diss track is fire. I'm actually happy for Fish. I can't lie. I'm very happy for him. Extremely happy for him. DLS CEO says hi. How are you? I can connect my AirPods to my Switch. Too cool feature. Yeah, I think they work over Bluetooth, so yeah, they'd connect to that. So yeah, I think you need to press the button. You press the button to pair them, but yeah, they work with a lot of things, which is pretty nice. Seven Enthusiast says, why is Trent off so early? He did something that was quite alien to him, called running, and he unfortunately hurt himself running. Charlotte says, Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier, or Curtis Blades. I mean, it would be one of the first two, probably. I know a lot of people say Stipe Miocic is the greatest heavyweight of all time, but I'd probably be leaning towards Daniel Cormier, because he was light heavyweight champion and he was heavyweight champion and he won the Strikeforce Grand Prix. So I'd go for Cormier. Reluctant Gamer says, have you got two phones or you only use one? I mean, I've got like one proper phone. I do have a spare. Because again, sometimes I go traveling and I like having a spare phone, because there's nothing worse than being halfway across the world and your phone breaks. So I do have a spare phone that I take with me, but it's like an Android, like a cheap Android phone. It's not all that great. Reluctant Gamers' dream place is Japan, especially Tokyo and also Nintendo. Nice, yeah. Tokyo is where I want to go. I'm not sure how long for yet. Maybe like 2 weeks or something, but Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking to do that maybe February, March time. I think there's an international break for football around then, so I'll try and uh, what's the word? Time it for then. Alexander Isak says early prediction. You think Marseille will win 3-2? Okay, interesting. Unfortunately, 66 has come off, so Madrid are going to look, or should I say, Madrid are going to be a bit more defensively resolute. So Marseille scoring 3 goals might be tough, but you never know. Isaac says live tomorrow for the Liverpool match. 100%. Live tomorrow for the Liverpool match, and also Thursday, which is the Toon versus Barcelona. So today, tomorrow, and the day after. But then Friday is my break, and then Liverpool again on Saturday. Dawood says sounds promising that Isak will play tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that. There was an Arne Slot press conference today, where he basically said he's not going to play the full 90, but he should be able to play at least 45, which is amazing. I think especially given the opposition, which is Atletico, I believe, we're going to need a player like Isak to break that low block. So even if he's Marseille oh my god, Marseille have scored. Alexander Isak might have been right. Marseille have scored. What's going on? I mean, fair play. You might actually be right with the 3-2. Oops, I almost changed the score there to 3-2. Housen played it to Arda Güler. Greenwood won the ball, but we'll pretend that doesn't happen. Assist by Greenwood, unfortunately, for their number 22, who is Weah. Timothy, I think it's Timothy Weah. In terms of who scored, it was Weah, I believe. Anthony sent me a Mamma Mia, blew a kiss, and said I'm awesome. Appreciate that. Isak heard that he's in the squad. Yeah. Dawood was saying it earlier that it sounds like Isak's going to play tomorrow. There was a news conference. Not a news conference, sorry, a press conference from Slot today where he basically confirmed Isak's going to play. He's not going to play the full game, but he's ready to play maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So I'm excited to see how he does. Reluctant Gamer is also looking forward to seeing Isak tomorrow. Yeah, I wonder whether he'll start and then come off, or whether he'll start on the bench and then come on. I think it will be the latter. But yeah, excited to see him. Can't wait for the Toon and Barcelona. Yeah, on Thursday. I'm looking forward to that as well. Would it be safe to call that the Patrick Kluivert derby? I think is Patrick Kluivert maybe the last player that's played for both, maybe. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't recall ever seeing a Newcastle versus Barcelona game. So for that alone, I'm looking forward to it, because it's something we've never seen. Kieran says, "No way, how's Madrid losing at home?" I mean, I'm in as much shock as you are. Oh my god. Madrid almost equalized. Marseille played it back to their keeper, who just looked like he tripped over his laces, and then Madrid almost yeah, the Marseille goalkeeper was taking a goal kick and then almost fell over, and Madrid almost equalized. But in answer to your question, Marseille just basically broke on the counter, and then Weah finished it quite nicely. Weah, new signing. Weah is American, just came from Juventus. Nice. Is he related to George Weah? Oh my god, Marseille are countering again. They might have missed their chance here. Weah with the long shot, which was really good, but saved by Courtois. Marseille are like no slouches. They're giving this a really good go. They almost scored again, and they are away from home as well. So I'm quite impressed with what I'm seeing so far. But yeah, is this Weah? Is he related to George Weah, who used to play for? He used to play for AC Milan back in the day. Kieran would love to win against Barcelona. Is this the Newcastle game on Thursday? I can't lie. I'd like to see them win as well, because it would just be it would just be like a nice victory, if you know what I mean. Like it would mean a lot, and it would be significant. So I'd like to see them win. Fish says, how good was Peter Gulaxi? Didn't really play much, but I think he's got quite a good career now. Simon Mignolet, he was okay. I can't lie, I was always a bit uneasy whenever he was in goal. Kelleher, I really liked. I was sad to see him go. And Davies, we didn't really see much of. Reluctant Gamer says, Newcastle played Barcelona in 1997-1998 Champions League at St. James's Park when they had Figo and Rivaldo, and Asperia scored a hat-trick 3-2 to Newcastle. Wow. Is that Tino Asperia? Is he like the little guy? I have like a vague memory, but that's pretty amazing, to be fair. So it looks like Barcelona had a super team. They came to Newcastle's ground, but Asperia sent them back, pretty much. Kieran says that's correct. Nice. So it looks like they're playing again almost 20 years later. Nice. How you doing, Cam? Cam says, who scored for Marseille? Boss Weah. He's George Weah's son. But Marseille got a counter-attack. Greenwood, to be fair to him, was leading the counter. Passed it to Weah, and then Weah slotted it in. But Marseille are playing well. Rashford had a good game Sunday. I was shocked. It's a penalty. It's penalty to Real Madrid. It's 1-1. That sucks, doesn't it? That penalty was almost saved, but it's 1-1. It's 1-1. Wills broke his toe in football today. I'm sorry to hear that. Best to take it easy and just rest up a bit. What position do you play? Do you play up front or? And also, how did you break your toe? Or am I prying a bit too much? But either way, hope you have a steady recovery. Charlotte says, a fun fact, Liverpool's anthem, You'll Never Walk Alone, comes from a 1945 musical. Wow. I did not know that. What's the name of the musical? And if it's a musical, it must still exist. So I might need to check that out. Yeah, Ikram says, will they reach the Champions League final? And Kieran says, who? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, who. Who'd you mean? But yeah, Mbappe's equalised. Let's set that to 1-1. Newcastle is against these also. As in Real Madrid, or these as in Marseille? Newcastle structurally are very good, and I think I was even saying it last year. I was saying I think they got the best midfield. Isak broke his toe when he was a kid. Ran in a play center on a bridge. Things with. Oh damn! Sorry to hear that. I hope the recovery was not too bad. And that play center probably wouldn't exist these days with kind of safety laws and all that. Wills is a goalkeeper, kicked his mate's leg by accident. Well, sorry to hear that. I hope your mate is also okay. But yeah, it's a contact sport. I guess these things happen. Best to just kind of rest up a little bit, take it easy, and then go from there. Kieran says PSG last game in this stage also. Yeah, Newcastle got quite a few good games. I can't lie, quite a few interesting games. I mean, they on the one hand they're interesting games, but on the other hand they're tough games. If you know what I mean. Fish says, let's hope Greenwood doesn't come to Gornik. Yeah, your team's a bit too good for him, I think. Newcastle versus Marseille, says Kieran. I mean, based on this, it could be quite tough. I didn't know too much about Marseille, but they put in a good shift in here. Alexander Isak says, to every English team playing Spanish teams, I wish the English teams best of luck. Yeah, me too. The exception would be if there was like Man United, but other than that, you wanna see them do well. Cam says, do you play FPL? I do. I was coerced into playing FPL this year. I haven't played it for like 10 years. I haven't played FPL for like 10 years. And then this year I was coerced into creating a team. So I do have a team this year. Isak's left-footed toe is angled differently to his other one. Wow, that's so you will forever remember that play center then. Marseille with another chance. Might be a handball against Melito, but I think it hit his elbow, to be fair. Charlotte says, who's the best Liverpool striker for consistency in big games? Consistency? I mean, consistency in big games will probably be Salah, because he consistently scores 25, 30 goals every year. And he also does it against the big teams. And with respect to finals, I know he scored in the Champions League final. So yeah, I'd probably go for Salah, all things considered. Kieran says, against Barcelona, where against Union away, there's a penalty check. Penalty check for Spurs. Spurs are dominating not just in the league but also in the Champions League. Because I think you were saying that they're already 1-0 up, so they might be 2-0 up very soon. Alexander Isak score predictions for tomorrow. Probably like 1-0. I was right on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Where I was saying I think it's going to be 0-0 till the very end, when Liverpool will sneak a cheeky goal at the very end, and that's what happened. So hopefully I'm on like a good run. And hopefully I can extend that big run by saying a 1-0 win to Liverpool tomorrow. Kieran says no penalty for Spurs. Okay. It's gonna stay 1-0 for a bit longer. Sven Botman versus Lewis Dunk in a scrap, says Alexander Isak. You'd probably have to back. What's his name? Lewis Dunk. Because he's absolutely massive. But so is Sven Botman, to be fair to him. Kelleher warming up, says Durwood. That's a surprise. Is the goalkeeper that was playing injured? Is there some sort of injury? Brentford keeper got cut. Ooh, ouch! Right next to his eye. I mean, that's one of the worst places to get injured. So that makes sense. Do you know if it's above the eye or below the eye? Because I think if it's above the eye, that can get quite dangerous. Because then blood can go into the eye from the cut, and that can impair his vision and impair his ability to make saves. Kieran says Dan Burn versus Van Dijk. Probably Dan Burn. Van Dijk doesn't strike me as much of a fighter. You know what I mean? Like he's very aggressive and very commanding on a football pitch. But he's also very skinny. And I think Dan Burn might be a bit bigger. Kieran says, who does Kelleher even play for now? Brentford. I think we sold him for about 20 odd million. So yeah, he's gone to Brentford. Brentford seem to have quite a few former Liverpool players. They've got Kelleher, they've got Jordan Henderson, they've got Fabio Carvalho. Who knows who they might have next year? Maybe Endo. The keeper looks like he's okay, but he does keep putting his hands by it. It was right next to the eye. Yeah, it probably makes sense. Number one, from a safety perspective, just to take him off, because it's a dangerous area to get a cut. And secondly, even if he stayed on, if blood goes into that eye, it's gonna cloud his vision. Oh yeah, and Sepp Vandenberg, yeah, another one. Sepp Vandenberg's also at Brentford. So yeah, it does seem to be a collection of former Liverpool players. Rodrigo dribbling at the defence there, but nothing happened. Marseille are like showing that they are no slouches. Kieran says there's good Champions League games on tomorrow as well. Yeah, it's I normally stream maybe 3 times a week, but there's so many good games. I think this week is gonna be 5 times. So I'm gonna be absolutely shattered. There's Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, I think Chelsea, Bayern. And as if that's not enough, oh my god, he just hit the side netting. Aubameyang did this weird back heel. That was kind of amazing. Aubameyang basically back-heeled the goal kick, and he left Militao in no man's land. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish. But yeah, loads of good games. Quite a few good today. Tomorrow we got Liverpool, Atletico. Thursday we got Newcastle, Barcelona. Kind of spoilt for choice. Cannot wait for Isak tomorrow. Me too. I think manager was saying he's ready to play some part. And to be honest, I think that's what we need against Atletico. Atletico are going to sit very deep. So we need somebody like him. If he comes off, I think it will be at half time. There'll be a few more minutes left. That makes sense then. Let him... if there's just a couple more minutes, he should be okay. Chelsea versus Bayern will be a great game, as Kieran mentioned. Liverpool, Atletico. To be honest, as a standalone game, if you were neutral, Chelsea game might be better. But if you support Liverpool, then naturally you'd watch that one. But if there was, say, no Liverpool game, then I'd maybe watch that one. I don't know what the best game will be on Thursday, says Kieran. It's tough to say. It's because like every day there's 2 or 3 good fixtures, so it's a bit of a lottery kind of regarding which one you pick. But yeah, I can't say I missed the Nations League and all that nonsense. Charlotte says Smash Brothers Ultimate, Smash Brothers Brawl, or Smash Bros Melee. To be honest, I've never been much of a Smash Bros type of guy. It's a beat 'em up. I've never been particularly into beat 'em up games. I'm more into like FPS or horror games. But I might be missing out because it is very popular, and I've watched videos on it on YouTube. It looks really good. I should probably give it a go. I should probably give it a go. Kieran says VAR check for Spurs again. Never mind, no penalty. But with that said, they had a check earlier, didn't they? So it sounds like they are thoroughly on top of poor Villarreal. Derwot said Elliot scored. Wow, he scored already in his first start. That's impressive. What kind of goal was it? Do you know what kind of goal it was? Was it a good goal? Kieran also says 1-0 to Villa. I'm happy for him. He's somebody who I feel like deserves first team football, deserves opportunities. And even at Liverpool, whenever he came off the bench, he'd always do something. And now he's being given opportunities to start and he's scoring. Marwan says, ugh. That doesn't sound very good, Marwan. Oh, I hope you're doing good. Alexander Isak says Madueke, Semenyo, Bakwa. Who's Bakwa? Not familiar with the Bakwa. Doku, rank those 4. Semenyo, Doku, Madueke, but the Bakwa, I'm not sure who that is. Charlotte says, who is the best Liverpool forward for movement and positioning? In Premier League history. So specifically for movement and positioning? Maybe Suarez, maybe Fowler, maybe Owen, but I'm not sure because he was very fast. Does being so quick, does that influence? Because he's so fast, does that influence the statistics of movement? If you know what I mean. Whereas Fowler and Suarez, they also had good movement, but they weren't as rapid. So in some ways, them having good movement is a bit more impressive. I'd probably be leaning towards Suarez because he did play on the wing a bit as well, whereas Fowler was more kind of typical number 9. So yeah, I'd probably go for Suarez. All things considered. Villa intercepted a pass. Keeper almost saved it, but went through his legs. Was that the finish then? Was that the finish by Harvey Elliott? So it wasn't just a goal. It was also a cheeky goal. That's pretty impressive. Isak says search backward. French footballer Delaine Bakwa, Nottingham Forest. So he's joined Nottingham Forest 2 weeks ago. 35 million euros. I believe he might have joined them from Bordeaux. Which is kind of interesting. Oh, was it Strasbourg? Yeah, you're right. He joined them from Strasbourg. So for Strasbourg, in 64 appearances, he got 10 goals. I mean, I guess we'll have to see how he. I guess we'll have to see how he does in the Premier League. But right now, I don't feel like we've got enough data on him, if you know what I mean. So with regards to kind of Madueke, Semenyo, Bakwa, Doku, Bakwa I'd exclude. Because he's only had like 2 weeks in the Premier League. Whereas the others have been in the Premier League for a while. So ranking would be Semenyo 1, Doku 2, Madueke 3, Bakwa NA. And Charlotte says I'm speaking straight facts, so I'll take that. Pixel says all right. Oh yeah, good, thank you. How's things with you? Hope you are well. Isaac says Back was my favorite FC25 player. He's got a real face scan. Speaking of, I've seen the Isaac FC26, FC25, whatever the new one is. It must be FC26 for Liverpool, and he's still got his old hairstyle. You know the one he had at Dortmund with the tall hair. It's like, how hard is it? How hard is it just to give Isak short hair? And apparently 66 also has dreadlocks. I don't know like why they don't just update the hair. It's proper annoying. Someone posted sold the lizard at the sold the lizard at the right time. His hammy is finito. Indeed there is, and given the Duolingo practice he's been doing for 2 years, he'll know what finito means. Yeah, I mean the guy's saying it comedically, but he's right. It was 3 minutes in. 66 did a basic sprint. Oh, that was poor from that Mastutano guy. Had an open goal and he just completely missed. What's his name? Mastantuono. Rubbish. He had an open goal and he kicks it right at the keeper. But yeah, with 66, he didn't seem to do anything particularly strenuous. He just I mean, not even sprinted, jogged and seemed to do his hamstring. As I've always maintained, Aston Villa in 2 years. Hopefully when he goes to Aston Villa, Harvey Elliott does not talk to him or associate with him. It's half time. Speaking of FC26, I get to play it in 9 days. Nice. Are you looking forward to that? I was going to say, what team are you going to play as? But you're probably definitely going to play as Liverpool first, which is understandable. I'd probably do the same. I wonder what other games are coming out soon. There's Outer Wilds 2, which should be quite good. You'd think there'd be quite a few games coming out because it's the end of the year. I've not played any games for like a week. I know that's not that long, and I don't. To be honest, it's probably not a week. But I think I need to find something else, another game. Ikram says, which Liverpool player would you trust to take a last-minute penalty? Probably there. Apparently Sabazlai is very good at penalties. I don't think he's ever missed, so I'd probably go for Sabazlai, and he's got a very good shot on him. Isaac says he's only 17, Maston Tuano. I should probably stop being so harsh on him. I think I called him rubbish or something. What was that? That was rubbish. Charlotte says, can Alisson keep clean sheets regularly? Yeah. Based on previous years, he's pretty good shot stopper. He's won the Golden Boot a few times, so Yeah, I'm confident. Isaac's gonna do a straight career mode. Makes sense. Pixel is suggesting Skate. Oh yeah, you were playing that game recently. Um, is it good? Is it similar to like Tony Hawk? Do you remember the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games? I used to play those back in the day, but I've never played Skate. But if you're recommending it, I might need to give it a shot. First off, has not commenced. What's the word for stopped? Ceased. Set that back. Jeremy Frimpong says Marseille are cooking. Indeed, they are. Scored a very good goal. And had a chance for another. Aubameyang had a very good shot. Was unfortunately saved. They're doing a lot better than I would have expected. Yeah, as a reluctant gamer says, 1-1, not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. And I think to a certain degree, what's most impressive is they're not just kind of defending deep and trying to hold on to the lead. They're giving it a good go. They're trying to score even more on top of what they've already done. So yeah, they are impressing me. Alexander Isak says you look a bit like Mamardashvili. I mean, Mamardashvili I can understand more than Salah to a certain degree, and I think also wearing a goalkeeper shirt might be subconsciously influencing your subconscious. I'll probably wear the red Liverpool shirt tomorrow, and then I'll probably look like Salah again. Ikram says, which Liverpool player would be the worst dancer? Joe Gomez. I think I've seen a video of him where he says, "I'm not a dancer. I don't like dancing," so I go for Joe Gomez. Alexander Isak says Alvarez is injured tomorrow, so I think that gives Liverpool the upper hand. It certainly does. He's probably their biggest danger man, so him not being available is a nice bonus. I mean, naturally they've still got good players, but Alvarez probably a level above. They're just showing the other games. Showing the Spurs. Oh, the keeper, the Villarreal keeper completely fluffed that up. They're showing the Atletico Arsenal one as well from earlier. Kieran says Grimsby with how many Ys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ys. So it must have been a pretty good goal. Was Grimsby the team that battered United? It was, wasn't it? It was the team that battered United. Isak says we better watch out for that 6'5" Soloth. He's a beast, and he sounds like Soloth. Just sounds like a villain from a movie, like Soloth. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound like a football player. He sounds like the bad guy from a science fiction movie. A Reluctant Gamer says, do you trade your iPhone for new iPhones? Yeah, when I upgrade, I do. Like I might sell them on eBay, which I've done a few times. But sometimes I use like trade-in companies, like, like Music Magpie. Where where basically you can just you can send them your old iPhone or your old whatever, and then they buy it off you. I've used them quite a few times. They've been very good. You'll get a bit less than you get on eBay, but you're dealing with a proper company, so it's more assuring in that sense. What do you prefer, Pro or Pro Max? I always go for Pro. I wish I preferred Pro Max because I like bigger screens and I like bigger batteries, but like Pro Max is just too big in my pocket. That's the only reason. It just becomes a bit uncomfortable in my pocket. But if I had bigger pockets, then I'd get Pro Max. But yeah, I don't carry a bag. I just carry my phone in my jeans pocket, which means I have to go for Pro. Kieran says I didn't see the goal, but they just scored. Is that Grimsby? Who are they playing again? Sorry, Grimsby. Oh, Sheffield. There you go. 1-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. Grimsby over there. At this rate, they might win the whole thing. Spurs also 1-0 up. Real Madrid, Marseille 1-1. Benfica 2-1. That was a bit of a surprise. Sorry, PSV, Union Saint-Gilloise. Arsenal won 2-0. That's a good win, to be fair. I think especially being away from home. And I think Durwood was saying Elliott scored, which indeed he has for Villa. And yeah, Grimsby 1-0 up. Yeah, Grimsby beat United, says Reluctant Gamer. Kieran says they beat Man United on penalties. Yeah. I actually watched. I was here. I was sitting in the same chair for that game. It was hilarious. Whatever words I can come up with for that game are just not harsh enough to describe that team. Yeah, United lost against Grimsby 2-2 penalties, and it was 2-0, wasn't it? Grimsby were 2-0 up, and then they thought they were gonna come back. A Reluctant Gamer says, "Why don't you just trade to Apple?" I've never tried that. I think I've tried it on the website, but I think Music Magpie, I think they gave a bit more money. Every time I've tried it. But to be fair, when I sold my 14 Pro, I don't think I tried the Apple website. Oh, of course I didn't, because the reason why I sold the 14 Pro was because the screen was broken. So then I had to basically sell it on eBay. But yeah, next time I might give the Apple website a try, because you're right, they've got the trade up option. Reluctant Gamer says same Max too big. Yeah, I mean, I did try it once. I ordered maybe it was like one of the first. Yeah, no, it was the first Max that came out. Whatever that was, like 12 Max, 13 Max, whatever. I was like, okay, let's get it, even bigger, even better. And then I got it, and I was like, no, this is too big. Number one, I need two hands to operate it. So I feel like I'm using a tablet. And number two, it's like it just does not fit in my pockets. So yeah, so then I just get the normal one. Elliott scored for Villa, yep. But I didn't know Nunes scored for Al Hilal. Nice. I'm happy for him. Kieran says Ruben Amorim will get sacked. Yeah, and I think he's trying to get sacked because he wants that payoff. he wants that. I believe if he gets sacked, then he has to get paid £12 million. So he's probably trying to get sacked. Whereas if he resigns, he gets nothing. So makes sense for him. Carry on going. Eventually they'll sack you. But then 12 million Great British pounds will cushion the blow to a certain degree. So that's probably what it's doing. Charlotte says smooth. Yeah, he's a smooth operator. Our Ruben. Not our Ruben, their Ruben. We don't want him. I remember when he was rumoured to get the Liverpool job. And then he caught a flight to West Ham. Because he was trying to play Liverpool and West Ham off each other to get more money. And then Liverpool said, no thank you, we're going to go for this bold Dutch guy instead. So it hasn't quite worked out so well for Ruben. Alexander Isak says, wasn't there supposed to be a rematch? Yeah, apparently Grimsby fielded a illegible player, but for like 5 seconds. It was kind of blown out of proportion. Ikram says, who is Liverpool's most important player? Oh, Van Dijk easily. You take Van Dijk out that team, Liverpool drop significantly. Whereas any other position, you can take a player out of the team and it wouldn't make a major difference. If you think about it. Because there's cover. Ekitike and Isak. Gakpo and Rio. Maybe Salah to a certain degree, but I'd still say Van Dijk's the most important. A reluctant gamer says, do you use screen protector? Mine came off. I'm being lazy to get another protector. I see a little scratch, but those happens with general use. Yeah, to be honest, I've never been a screen protector type of person. I've just never been a screen protector guy. Like I've been a phone case guy. Like some people just don't have a phone case at all. Those people are crazy. But yeah. I think I tried a screen protector once, then it felt weird on my thumb, and I was like, I don't like how it feels. So yeah, I've never been a screen protector guy, which probably explains why I broke the screen on my last phone. Reluctant Gamer says, what's your favorite takeout? It depends whatever I have not had recently. Like I like mixing it up. If that makes sense. Most recently I had pizza. Pizza is good. Chinese is also good. Burgers are also good. Like I'd say I like lots, and my favorite is like whatever I haven't had recently. If that makes sense. Like I typically won't get pizza 5 times in a row. I'll change it up a bit, if that makes sense. How are you, YUD7? Hope you're good. Grimsby away to Sheffield also, says Kieran. I mean, they're hanging in there. Still 1-0 up. You see this here. 61 minutes. So they've only got another half an hour. The person that cut Isak's hair was a Newcastle fan. Yeah, I saw the thing that they put on them to catch your hair as they're cutting it. That had a big Newcastle logo on it. Fair enough. But Isak's probably got his favourite barber, which is probably the barber he had at Newcastle. Reluctant Gamer said you got the exact same phone and case. Yeah, it's good. I quite like it. Cole Edit says, yo, what's good, bro? Do you remember me? I do remember you. You left a very nice comment on my video yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's nice. But yeah, I do remember you. I hope you're good. Hope you've had a good weekend and all that. Second half is just starting, so I'll start the timer. There we go. YUD says up info. Don't know what that means. Wayudi says Real Madrid 16. Yes, CR7 is your favorite player. Understandable. Do you prefer CR7 over R9? Would you say CR7 is your favorite Ronaldo? But yeah, 1-1. 1-1 here. Ikram says, why did the broom get promoted? It swept the competition. Nice. Isaac says, give it a couple of years, Grimsby will be the championship. I mean, give it a few years, Grimsby will win the Champions League on the current path that they're on. Edit says, you're going to watch Liverpool Atletico. Yes, I shall be here tomorrow for Liverpool Atletico. And I'll be here Thursday for Newcastle Barcelona. But Friday I'll take a day off because I'll be tired. But yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Reluctant Gamer said you screen protect your Apple Watch. No, I've never really been a screen protector type of guy for phones or watches really. I know some people do. Some people even get cases for the watch. I don't know if you've seen, but yeah. Me, I just wear the watch. I was gonna say wear the watch naked, but you know what I mean. Works for me. Derwood hopes we don't get Grimsby. Yeah, can't lie. I'm getting slightly concerned about that team. They're striking fear into the hearts of everyone that watches them. Kieran says a Benfica 2-2. Nice. Rio Ngamoa says, remember me? I was Alexander Isak and I was Giovanni. Was your username Giovanni Leone before that? And then before that it was Kirkes, and before that it was Ekatike, I think. But yeah. Cole Edit says Newcastle versus Barcelona is a game though, not gonna lie. I agree with you. Like typically I only stream maybe 3 times a week. But Newcastle Barcelona is such a good game. I'm like, you know what, I just have to. I just have to. I think it's an amazing game. And I think it's a very interesting kind of match as well. I just want to see kind of how Newcastle's midfield combat Barcelona's attack. I think Newcastle's midfield is amazing. So I'm just excited to see how they do. Ikram's on a mad one today, saying, "Why did the blanket sit in the room to cover nicely?" Dave says, "Get Lego head out of my club, the enemy of football." I understand your frustration. It's my belief that I don't think Arsenal will really progress until they get rid of him. When I say progress, I mean win one of the big ones in terms of Premier League or Champions League. Kieran says 1-0 Dortmund. Nice. Who scored for Dortmund? Corner here for Real Madrid. They take it short. Oh, and they hit the bar. Yeah, Sky Sports and TNT are expensive. Add to the add Amazon Prime on top of that. Rio Ngamoa says, I think Vert should play left wing tomorrow. Interesting. So what, you'd put Vert's left wing and Szoboszlai in attacking midfield, and maybe Conor Bradley or Frimpong at right back? Is that what you'd do? I see the logic. The only thing is, I'd just be wary about changing Vert's position. Like he like he seems to still be getting used to the position that he's in. I want him to get more experience there. Karim Adeyemi scored for Dortmund. Very nice. Cold Edit says, I feel bad for Bournemouth. Everyone is stealing their best players like Kerkez, Liverpool, Hausen, Real Madrid. Yeah, I forgot the other guy as well. Who was the other guy? There was another one, wasn't there? But I do feel bad for them. But equally, even after losing those players, they still seem to be doing very well. So that's a positive. That's a positive at the very least. Larry says, Liverpool the best. I agree with you 100%. And if percentages were in thousands, I would agree with you 1,000%. And if percentages were in millions, I'd agree with you 2,000,000%, because it's more than 1,000,000%. A Reluctant Gamer says, is TNT and Sky enough? Nope. Certain games come on Amazon Prime. The whole model with respect to football needs to probably change in England, because it's a mess. It's too expensive. Man City versus Napoli. Yes, that's another good one. Another good one for Thursday. We're spoilt for choice at this point. Larry says, why is nobody talking about Szoboszlai free kick? We did. It was an amazing free kick. I think it won. Did it win? I think it won goal of the month. So that's good to see. That is good to see. That it's being recognized for the amazing free kick it was. Larry says, bro, Isak, we're winning the Premier League again. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. And I think especially adding Isak to the mix, because if you think about it, Liverpool, I appreciate some performances have been a bit naff. But Liverpool, on the other hand, they have a 100% record. They've got 12 points from 4 games. So on to a perfect record, they're going to add a very good striker. Durwood says, I just realised Elliott's goal was their first goal of the season. Wow. Is Elliott gonna carry that team? I'm happy for him. I'm genuinely happy for him. I can't lie. I do find the number 9 shirt a bit weird, but irrespective of that, it's I'm hoping this is the season where he finally gets a bit of recognition, because I think he's a very talented player. Rio Ngamoa with the deep question says, "What's your favorite burger topping?" That's hard to say. I alternate between like a beef burger or like a buffalo chicken burger. They're pretty good. What I would say is like it's hard to mess up. It's hard to mess up a burger. But yeah, like a normal cheeseburger is pretty good. Like for me, like if it's beef, you don't need to overcomplicate it. I think you can just have normal burger with cheese on it. Maybe you can have mayo. Maybe you can have chili sauce. Done. But with a chicken burger, buffalo chicken is pretty good. Cold Edit says, Liverpool almost got Zaire Emery. Oh, I did not know that. No. Do you know what the price would have been? I presume it would have been a cheaper price. Larry says champions of England twice. Larry also states, bro, Rio Ngamoa is the next Yamal. His ability to dribble and get past opponents easily, that's why he's Liverpool's wonder kid and he's only 17. I do think I do think Rio is very good. And even in the Burnley game, as soon as he came on, he created 2 chances. And did you see at the very end where he was in the box and instead of cutting it back, he passed it to Frimpong? You know what I mean? Like what I like most about him is that he's fearless and he's forward thinking. I think he's fearless because he's so young. Sometimes you get less fearless as you get older, but I want to see him play more. I want to see him play more. Maybe not start, but maybe at least get 30 minutes, that sort of thing. Ikram says, why did the ice cube sit in the glass to chill out? Dawood says, same here in America. We've got Hulu, Peacock, Paramount Plus to watch games. Yeah, it's just a bit chaotic. Like, the whole thing, it's all about money. It's just basically whatever makes them the most money, and they've decided the way to make the most money is to split it amongst multiple providers and screw over the end user even more. I don't know why they don't just do, like a UEFA subscription or a Premier League subscription or a subscription for everything. If it was like 10, 15 pounds a month, I'm pretty sure everyone would pay for that. Kieran says Grimsby holding on for 20 minutes. Let's go. Grimsby are winning me over. Edit says, I'm not going to lie, Averts in Bayer Leverkusen are so underrated. Do you agree? Yeah, I think so. I think to a certain degree, yeah. To a certain degree, yeah. He had a very good season for Bayer Leverkusen. I think he started to get recognition towards the end of the Bayer Leverkusen days. He started getting called up to the national team. He started getting compared to Musiala and that sort of thing. But him being underrated probably worked a bit for Liverpool, because him being underrated meant that he was on lower wages. so Liverpool could then get him. Pilot, is that Pilotora? Are you a pilot? Says hi. How you doing? Is that Pilotora or is that Pilotora? Rio thought burger was the meat. I mean, I guess burgers the whole thing, right? It's the bread and the meat. Now I gotta say, chicken burgers are also quite good. I know a lot of people don't like them. Larry says, who agrees? I agree with you. Yeah, with Rio, like I just wanna, as kind of cold edit is saying, Rio and Gamoa, good question. I want to see him given a bit more time. He doesn't necessarily have to start. But I'd like to see him get maybe 30 minutes here or there. 30 minutes here or there would be nice. Which Charlotte agrees with. I just think 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there is not enough for his ability. Derwood says Brentford 1-1. Kieran says Brentford 1-1. Nice. Do we know who scored in that game? Edit says we tried 55.8 million, but PSG rejected. Okay, makes sense. To be honest, I'm happy. I'm happy with who we have. I do think he's a better player than Zaire Emery. Larry says, yeah, I saw that. Larry says, Arneslot brings him on in the last minutes. He's not giving him a chance. Besides, Chiesa lost out on a start. He won't keep performing well if he doesn't get playing time, and Isak to Liverpool is good. Yeah, I guess they're maybe trying to slowly get Rio up to speed with the physicality and the speed and all that. But equally, I think he's ready. I think he's ready for a bit more game time. Like 5 minutes here and there is great. Maybe he's ready for like 30 minutes now, or 20, or something. Anything that's more than 5, because when he comes on, those 5 minutes are absolutely amazing. So let's give him a bit more time. Someone's got their lawnmower on. It's like it's 9:30. That's weird as hell. 1-1 Juventus Dortmund. So Juventus must have equalised after the Adeyemi goal. Durwood says, if I watch the US teams, that's on Apple TV, but I'm not wasting my money on that. Yeah, is that like the US club teams or the national teams? Because I think Poch is still the manager of the national team, isn't he? And he doesn't seem to be doing all that well. MLS, that's it. Is it MLS? Major League Soccer. Hickey scored for Brentford. It's an interesting name. But yeah, loads of good games today. Marseille are still in this game. They've got 53% possession. Cengiz said, bro, how are you, Cengiz? I hope all is well in Turkey. Larry says, you see what I mean. He's getting held back. Onoslot isn't giving him enough time. I'd like to see him be given a bit more time now. I agree with you. I suspect maybe he just doesn't want to put too much on him too soon. But equally, he comes on for 5 minutes and he does really good. So let's give him more than 5 minutes. Let's give him 20. Let's give him 30. Wow, 2-1 Dortmund. So says Kieran. So the Juventus didn't equalize for long then. Juventus equalizing lasted about as much time as 66's performance. Jimmy says, what's the Palace and Millwall score? 0-0. Here's your proof. Crystal Palace 0, Millwall 0. Crystal Palace got a bit more possession, 52% versus Millwall's 47%. But yeah, still 0-0. Finley says, hi mate, how's things? Good, thank you, good. All good with me. How's things with you? Are you looking forward to the Newcastle Barcelona game? I certainly am. Rio says, is that the sun shining? No, I've put some lights on. Those are just some lights that are on that. I needed some extra lights. Jones will not be in the squad tomorrow, but Slat hopes he will be fit for the weekend. Okay. So that would insinuate it's perhaps not too it's not too serious an injury, I guess, which is positive. I don't know where he got an injury. I presume it was probably in training. So if Jones is not available, it's probably gonna be. I mean, would it probably be the same as what we had on the weekend, which was Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, and Szoboszlai right back, or do we think Frimpong or Bradley are going to come in right back? Larry says, Real's top class player, and what PSG did to Donnarumma is disrespectful. He was their best goalkeeper and they got rid of him. After all he did for them, Luis Enrique let him go and now he saved Man City. Yeah, I think... yeah, so firstly about Rio, yeah, we're very excited about Rio. Whenever he comes on, he seems to make a difference. And the Donnarumma situation is weird. It's going to be one of those situations where, you know, sometimes you miss something after it's gone. Like, is there like a saying, you don't know what you had until you lost it? I think that's probably what they'll experience with Donnarumma. Cengiz says, thank you, living in Netherlands, very nice. Good stuff. I visited Netherlands once, but I've only been to Netherlands for work. I do need to visit just for a holiday also. Kieran says 2-2 Juventus. So in the last like 3 seconds, right? In the last 3 seconds, it's been 1-1 Juventus, then 2-1 to Dortmund. Now it's 2-2. Is it going to be 3-2 in the next few seconds? Fish is eating. What are you eating, Fish? Is that watermelon or some limes of some sort? Cengiz says, "Why are you looking sad?" I don't know. I'm feeling okay today. It must be because it's quite late. It's 9:30 in the UK. That might be why. Ikram agrees. Cengiz says, Real gonna win. Yeah, I think you're right. Marseille have been putting on Marseille have been putting on a very good fight, but I think Real Madrid are gonna win. Finley says, "I'm looking forward to it. Almost bought disabled tickets, but my moral said no. You did the right thing. I've experienced similar moral dilemmas when I was booking a hotel recently, and I was looking at all the rooms, and it tells you like basically how big the room is, and I noticed like a normal room, you get for the same price you get a normal room or an accessible room, and the accessible room is like way bigger. And I was tempted to book it, but the accessible room is like designed like if you're in a wheelchair. So I was like, nah, I better not. Someone's actually gonna need that. So yeah, you've experienced the same moral dilemma that I have. Frimpong loves a bit of Curtis Jones in the Merseyside derbies. Yes, he gets proper into it. I think Bradley should start, says Durwood. Ooh. Real Madrid went close. I wouldn't mind Bradley. My only kind of thinking is, are Atletico gonna be super defensive? Like, are Atletico gonna sit back a lot? Which would necessitate maybe Frimpong instead, because Frimpong's a bit more attacking. Maybe. Cengiz says, you drive fast to get tickets? No, I don't drive fast. I obey the speed limit at all times. Rio says, is it 9:30 in the morning for you? No, 9:30 at night. I'm in the UK. Those are lights. The thing that you see, that's not sunlight. Those are like actual lights that have a battery on them. But it's pitch black outside. Harry says, hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm all good. How's things with you? Your bestie Fish is here. There he is, saying fish on door. Finley says the bank account might have had the most influence on the decision. I was trying to big you up, saying you have a very high moral compass, but in actual fact, it was the bank account. No worries, we'll say it was your moral compass. Larry says he proved PSG 100%. That's what they get for letting him go, and now Pep finally won't lose. Man United lost 3-0 to City. Yeah, I mean, he's a Donnarumma's a very good keeper. There's a red card check here for Real Madrid. Donnarumma's a top keeper, one of the top keepers in the world. I was surprised kind of how easily they got him. I think he's going to be a big game changer for City. But yeah, there's a red card check here. Larry says City typo. That's okay. Fish with some beautiful lyrics that I don't know if they're targeted at me, and I don't know if I want to find out. But he says, if only you could count the tears I've cried 1,000,000 times. I swear I've died. I'm trying. But it's still not right. The only time I want her is night. I'm relieved that's her at the end, so that's not me. But it's very poetic. I mean, if that's not like an official song and you've come up with that yourself, I'm impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed. There's a red card check on Carvajal. He headbutted the goalkeeper, but that's not like, you know, when it's one of those things where like that headbutt did not hurt him, but you can't do that in a football game, because if you do that in a football game, it looks really bad, especially if they slow it down. But like it in real life, like that headbutt would not knock him over, but it's gonna look very bad. Yeah, Carvajal's being sent off. Which means 66 cannot pull a hamstring issue in the next game. So Carvajal's off. Charlotte says, what's your favorite type of burger? To be honest, there's no such thing as a bad burger. Just don't do anything crazy. Don't put egg on it or anything. Just normal cheeseburger is great. Simple. Larry says Bradley should start. He's a good defender. He is a good defender. The only thing is, I think against Atletico, Liverpool will have the ball a lot. So we might need more attacking prowess. Larry says it's 9:30 at night. Yeah, same for me. 9:34. Kieran says 3-2 Dortmund. So that game's been 1-0 Dortmund, 1-1 Juventus Dortmund, then 2-1 Dortmund, then 2-2, now 3-2. Is it gonna be 3-3 very soon? Finley's pal somehow managed to be a ball boy for the Barcelona game, gave his ticket to his missus. That's absolutely pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. Could have given it to you. Harry is alright, which means Fish is also alright. Yeah, red card. Carvajal headbutted the goalkeeper. Larry says Amorim is getting sacked. Yeah, and I think he's asking to get sacked. I think he's asking to get sacked, because if he gets sacked, he then gets paid 12 million. 1-0 Crystal Palace, says Kieran. Richards scored. Omar Ghanim says you are from Sudan. I think I am not. I've never been to Sudan, but I may need to visit if it's a place that you recommend. Charlotte says, do you think Liverpool need more signings in the summer? As in this summer coming up? Yeah. I mean, they need to sort out the defence at the very least. I mean, right now, based on how things are right now, they need at least one centre-back. And then if Konate also goes to Real Madrid, they're going to need a second centre-back. Chang says something, but I don't know what that means. Yeah, eggs on burgers is gross. Yeah, I mean I don't like eggs in general, but also on burgers, it's like what? What are you doing? I think the best burgers are simple. Don't need. Have you also seen? I don't know if this is just an England thing, but actually, from what I'm about to describe, it's probably not. But instead of having like a burger bun, they put the burger like in between two Krispy Kreme donuts. They sell that in England. I saw that and I was like, no. But it's insanity. I think people are trying to find ways to differentiate their burgers, but it's madness. Ikram says, would you rather explore space or travel under the sea? Probably space. Just imagine what is out there. How many planets, how many galaxies. Okay, provided I can breathe. But it have to be space, right? Imagine what you'd find. Fish says buy me some food. I mean, it depends what you want. I can send you some fish food. Cengiz says you cooking. Today I cooked steak today. I'll probably cook steak again tomorrow. I'm on a steak diet at the moment. Larry says Gravenberch 2. Someone has to. Dawood says that's another big thing. When I ate meat, the chicken, it's good. So is that a recommendation? As in the burger where the two sides of the burger are basically Krispy Kremes. I'm a fussy eater, I can't lie. Cengiz says that's simple. Yeah, making steak is pretty easy. It's quite good for you as well. Ikram says this is always so cool. I think so too. Rio says former Nottingham Forest manager Santos, as in it should be United's new manager. My mind's gone blank. As in, oh God, what's his name? As in the Wolves guy that went to Saudi. My mind's just completely gone blank. As in Nuno Espirito Santo. Yeah. I mean, he could, but like, it's just the same pattern. Like every few years, like Man United, they get a manager, and then the manager's the best thing ever, and then once he goes to United, he does terribly, and then he gets sacked. It's like he can go there if he wants, but he's gonna ruin his reputation. Also, would you say that Nuno is a very defensive manager? And would that fit? Would Man United fans be happy with that, or will they throw a fit after 3 months saying they're far too defensive, and then the team loses all confidence? And then the same pattern repeats itself. Cengiz says vis and fries. Well, frites is fries because that's the French word. What's vis? Is vis like steak? You have to tell me what vis means. No, just the fried chicken. Yeah, burger. Nasty. Ardagula playing good? Yeah, it's played well. Rio says, I don't know why United don't change their formation. I mean, sometimes, what's his name? Vinicius is through, but it doesn't do anything. Sometimes people can just be stubborn. Like, with respect to Amorim, he's going to say, you know what, my system, my philosophy has got me where I am, therefore I refuse to change it. You know what? It's like sometimes people just don't want to admit that they're wrong, and they'd rather go down on their own shield, doing what they believed rather than changing it. I think that's what it is. Kieran says might be penalty for Villarreal, but it's a free kick. Okay. Spurs still 1-0 up. In that one, they probably are. Yeah, still 1-0 up. Rio says, do you like whatever that is? I'll search it. What is it? That doesn't find anything. You might be spelling that wrong. Yeah, Nuno would go crazy at United. I can see him experiencing some sort of breakdown. Real Madrid have got another penalty. Surprise, surprise. Mbappe stepping up again. Surprise, surprise. Mbappe scores. Surprise, surprise. So it was Marseille 1 and Real Madrid 2 via 2 penalties. What more can you say? I feel sorry for Marseille. Kind of given how competitive they've been in this game. 4-2 Dortmund. So Dortmund have broken the pattern. Earlier, Kieran was like 1-1, and then it was 2-1 Dortmund, and then it was 2-2, and then it was 3-2 Dortmund. And then we were saying, are Juventus going to score a third? But no, it's 4-2. Oh yeah, it's water, isn't it? Water is this V. I feel like I knew that, but you are correct. Ikram says Carragher, Aga, or Skirtle. Based on talent, I'd probably go Aga, Carragher, Skirtle. But based on how things worked out, I think the order in which you have it there. Pitch Pro says hi. How you doing, Pitch Pro? Grimsby won. Nice. Grimsby, yeah, full time against the Sheffield Wednesday. See this. Good for them. They are. Don't want to come up. Don't want to come up against Grimsby. I have a feeling that United owners on board are far too involved than they should be. They keep replacing the manager, but it's always the same. Yeah, literally. But it's always the same thing, game after game. Yeah. For me, there's a reluctance to implement a long-term vision. Like they need to have a long-term vision where I feel like it's acceptable to finish 10th. And it's acceptable to finish 8th, and it's acceptable to finish 6th. But their long-term vision doesn't last more than 5 weeks before they start demanding that they need to win the league. And I just don't think you can get anywhere with that. Sometimes you need to destroy what's there in order to rebuild it. Like, Klopp pretty much destroyed what was there, bought players from the Championship in Andy Robertson, in Wijnaldum, had a few low finishes, but you saw there was a coherent style of play that he built on. Whereas I think with Man United, they still think they're the bee's knees 15 years later. And by thinking you're the bee's knees, you have ridiculous expectations, which then puts ridiculous expectations on the owners to spend money. And then also puts ridiculous expectations, I think, on scouts to recommend players. Sometimes the players don't exist. Like you see it with Liverpool all the time. If the player's not available, we just don't buy anybody. But Man United don't do that. If the player's not available, I don't know, let's just chuck 50 million on Ugarte. If the player we want's not available, I don't know, let's just chuck 70 million on someone else. There's just no coherent plan. It's just throwing like stuff at a fence and seeing what will stick. So the same thing, I mean, if they were to get Nuno, the same thing would happen. They'd be fine at first. And then eventually the losses would come, and then eventually the pressure would mount. And Nuno in particular doesn't seem like somebody who'd deal with the pressure as well as maybe Amorim. And then eventually he'd get sacked and the pattern would repeat. Benfica is losing, says Kieran. Yeah, losing against Karabakh at home. See this one here, 2-3. Kashchuk with the 86th minute goal. That is wild. It's Pitch Pro's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hope you've had a good day. Did you do anything nice for your birthday, or were you more taking it easy? But I hope you've had a good day regardless. Pendred, yeah. Literally, both their goals have been penalties. Don Chico says hello Madrid. Hala Madrid even. Rio is off. Take care, Rio. Cengiz says best players Marseille. I thought they've played well. Like they've impressed me. Even when they went 1-0 up, they didn't sit back. They gave it a really good go. Kieran says Villarreal have played awful. Is it still 1-0 in that one? Yeah, still 1-0. Spurs probably end up winning that. Pitch Pro did have a good birthday, which is good to hear. But my team in school lost 10-2. Sorry to hear that. We'll say it's the fault of the rest of the team and not you. But hopefully the next game goes a bit better. Was it football that you lost at, or was it a different sport? Ikram says, which Liverpool player would be best at darts? Apparently it was Kelleher. Like I know he's not there anymore, but they did like a YouTube thing on darts, and Kelleher was apparently amazing. But I don't know who the second place is. Cengiz says it's like Man United end career, Benfica never win. Yeah. There's rumours they might get Amorim once United are done with him. But we'll have to see what happens, I guess. David says penalty for Real Madrid. That has been the story of the game today. I can't lie. Bring back Ten Hag, says Dawood. I think he's a bit preoccupied enjoying his payoff from Man United and then his payoff for 2 games at Leverkusen. That must be crazy. To just play 2 games and get a massive payoff. So he's probably busy spending his cash, but he will be back soon. You can always tell with that type of guy. But Pitch Pro scored. Good stuff. That's good to hear at the very least. So even though you lost, at least you got to go. And if your team lost 10-2, as you were saying, then you can say that at least you scored half the goals for your team. Was it a good goal? Was it a header? Was it a neat finish? Fish says, watch Gornik Zabje versus Liverpool. If they were playing, I would. Rio is back and says 4-3 Dortmund. Nice. Kieran also says 4-3 Dortmund. Yeah, we probably should have watched that game. 7 goals. Can they stop scoring now? Because they're literally taking it in terms pretty much. Okay, Rio is actually off now. Take care. Pitch Pro scored on his weak foot. Impressive. What's your weak foot? Your left foot, I take it. Your left foot. Are you joking? What's going on? What the hell is going on? So we've had 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. I just did that off the top of my head. But that is insane. I know I said 1 goal ago, please can they stop? But please can they actually stop now? Spurs 1-1-0. Ten Hag is definitely living the life. Imagine, he knows what he is doing. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine anybody would really be particularly eager to hire him now, but he can worry about that later. I'm so happy we got Slot. I had my doubts about him, but we are lucky. Yeah, we were super lucky. It seems like the recruitment guys did their homework. It's a bit similar, I think, to the Andy Robertson transfer, but from a manager perspective, where Andy Robertson was a complete unknown. He was relatively cheap. Slot was cheap as well. He's not getting paid anything. He's getting paid a fraction of what Klopp was getting paid. So they kind of unearthed the real gem. The only thing is, he signed a 3-year deal, and now he's got 2 years left. So hopefully they extend that contract very soon. Yeah, that match is taking the mick, shall we say? Palace 1, Millwall 1. Wow, 1-1. Also says Kieran. Where's that guy that appears that always tells me Palace are the best? Not today, they are not. Yeah, literally, I always pick the worst game. That's not a good sign for the Liverpool game tomorrow. Pitch Pro is cooking 9 goals, 8 assists in 12 games. That's Premier League level form. I think when Liverpool need a striker, they should perhaps look at Pitch Pro, because that's good stats. I mean, if you just had 9 goals in 12 games, that alone would be pretty good. But the fact that you got 9 goals and 8 assists, that's amazing form for your school team. Because you basically got 17 GA in 12 games. Fish says 5-4, but you might be messing. Dortmund and Juventus ended 4-4. That's a relief. Relief, no more goals. Isn't Slot a coach and not a manager? Yeah, that's correct. He's the head coach, which basically means he takes care of the kind of on the pitch stuff, the tactics, and so forth. I think where that differs from the manager role is, I think the manager role has more of a not a say, but I think a manager tends to generally have the final say in transfers, whereas a head coach has a say, but there's also people above the head coach in terms of sporting directors and so forth who also play a part in making that decision. So it's like, hey, Mr. Slot, you deal with the on-the-pitch stuff. We'll bring you players. But there's also a misconception. Certain people seem to believe that Slot just gets told, you're having this guy because this guy comes on the top of the data. Like, Slot is consulted. Like, Slot is part of the decision. It's a collective thing. I just saw a lot of misinformation, like, on YouTube where people were saying, yeah, Slot is told you're having this guy and that's it. No, that's not how it works. And if you think about it logically, that's not how any business decision works. Because like Richard Hughes probably loves Liverpool, but Richard Hughes is going to love his family more. So he's going to love his job at Liverpool more. So he's never going to make a decision which disagrees with what Slot is saying. Because then if Richard Hughes makes the wrong decision, Richard Hughes will get fired. So they collectively work together. That doesn't mean they don't have disagreements, because they will have disagreements, but they collectively work together to reach a decision. Pitch Pro is a winger, but pulling out 17 GA. That's I was going to say that's Mo Salah form. That's even better than Mo Salah form. We can probably just watch the last 15 minutes. That's not a bad shout, actually. That's probably when all the action will happen. That's probably when Rio will come on as well. Does the Villa game go to extra time or nah? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I would have to check that. Sharif says hi. How you doing, Sharif? Hope you've had a good day. Seeing if I can check the. It's gone to penalties apparently. Where Kieran was saying, does this go to extra time? Penalties, apparently. 7 enthusiasts, 4-4 Dortmund. Yeah, what a game. Especially towards the end. There was a goal every 3 seconds. Oh, Kieran already knew, yeah. They go to penalties. End of regular time in the Villa-Brentford game, says Durwood. Is Elliott still on the pitch? Could he be taking a penalty? Your friend's got 13 goals, no assists. So did your friend get the other goal in the game today? So you know the game you lost 10-2. Did you score one goal and your friend scored the other goal? Palace and Millwall, pens. And Villa versus Brentford, pens, says Kieran. I mean, who do we think we're going to win? Probably Palace and Villa. Is that the easy prediction? Kieran wants Villa out. Durwood says the cut. I was literally gonna say something else then. I was very close to adding a letter before the T, and I think I stopped myself. The cut on Brentford. A keeper is on the eyelid. Ah, nasty. Yeah, that's one of the worst places to get a cut because then the blood can gush into the eye. Elliot got subbed off. Elliot was subbed off. Thankfully, they don't do extra time. Yeah, I like that. Just have 90 minutes and get straight to penalties. Because I find when they used to do extra time, you just be waiting for penalties anyway. So, yeah, just get to the penalties. Pitch Pro says no, he was on the other team. So how many goals did he score in the 10-2 then? Did he get any? He must have got some based on the form that he is in. Yeah, Alpai. I remember him. Brentford saved the pen. McGinn missed, but it was saved. That's the first one. Your friend scored 5 goals in the 10. I mean, that's Erling Haaland level. Gotta say. Madrid game is over. I'm gonna see if I can just quickly switch to these pens. If I can find it. Carvalho scored. Okay. So Carvalho. Yeah, I've switched to that one. David says Real have 2 goals after 2 penalties in a game. Yeah, literally. It's the thing is as well with this Marseille game. I felt like Marseille were the better team. They were a lot more courageous. They were a lot more forward thinking. They were a lot more creative. But unfortunately, if the other team gets 2 penalties, it doesn't count for much. And unfortunately, this is Javi Ball. Watch out for toads. I'll try my best. I get toads in my garden sometimes when it's raining a lot, and like if water like pools in a certain location, there'll be like a toad nearby. Although I don't know if it's a frog or a toad, but I do get them sometimes. 7 enthusiasts says no way Kelleher is injured. I think it might be the other Brentford keeper. I don't think Kelleher started. We had soccer training at school, and I scored 2 goals, but not at break. Well, you still scored 2 goals. To be fair, that's still pretty good. Ollie Watkins has just scored a penalty. Ikram says you're such a warm presence. Well, that's nice. I appreciate that. I'm watching the penalties, but I think I'm behind. I've just seen Watkins score. Fiji says, "What's up, Riyad Mahrez?" All good. Riyad Mahrez I've not had before, but I see what you mean. I understand from the beard perspective. Riyad Mahrez if he ate burgers and pizza instead of working out every day. But yeah, all good. How are you? What's going on with Villa? Yeah, they're definitely not the same team. Yeah, they're definitely not. I don't know if it's a mental thing, but for a team that did so well last season, they just seem to be the complete opposite. I don't know what's going on. I'm as confused as you are. Pitch Pro says, so they call me Ekitike and wish me luck that I make the GAA team tomorrow. Well, I wish you luck. Charlotte says, right on. Mateta scored Millwall missed their first. I've just seen the 3-2 go in for Brentford, sorry. Fred says quite cold today. That's when you know the Champions League is back. Junior says Hala Madrid. I mean, a win is a win, gotta say. 2-1 win against Marseille. He played very well. Where are you from? I'm from UK, England. How about you? Kieran says, what a save. Is this Matty Cash? Ooh, a nice save. That is a nice save. Fish will not be happy about that because Matty Cash is Fish's favourite player. That was a nice save. Pitch Pro says, and I will tell you when you go live tomorrow. Nice. Looking forward to it. I shall be here for the Liverpool game. Brentford move on. I'm seeing the winning penalty. So pretend I don't know this is going to go in. Are they going to score? Or are they not going to score? Oh, wow. Sent the keeper the wrong way. That is pretty amazing. But yeah, Villa are out. So, with respect to what Durwood was saying earlier about Villa not being the same, this is another indicator of that. And I mean, to a certain degree, it's even worse going out in the cup so early. Pitch Pro says, what time will you be live? What time's the kickoff tomorrow? Normally, like the kickoff time or like five minutes before, because I have to like set up kind of thing. So I put that annoying starting soon screen on. It's 8 o'clock. So the game starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow. So I'll be here maybe 5 minutes before, but 8 o'clock is the safest. Junior says, which one are you supporting, man? Today, not really anybody. But tomorrow, Liverpool. David says Real can only win if they've got all players on the pitch. Yeah. I mean, I can understand having one penalty, but come on, when you have two penalties, it does take the shine off of it to a certain degree. Yeah. As Charlotte is saying, it just feels cheap to win based off two penalties. Brentford keeper man of the match, is that Valdemarson or something? Good for them, I say. Palace move on. Crystal Palace has won. So Villa were up for significant portion of that game with the Harvey Elliott goal, but they just couldn't hold on. But it is what it is. But anyway, Villa are out. Marseille have lost. That's life sometimes. I'll be back tomorrow. Liverpool game, 8 o'clock UK time. As I said, normally 8 o'clock, maybe a few minutes before. So yeah, 7:55, something like that. Yeah, they're just showing replays. But yeah, I'm thirsty as hell because I've been talking for 2.5 hours, and nothing makes your mouth dry than talking for that long. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Dinner time for Dawood. Have a good night. Yeah, Cengiz will be back tomorrow for Liverpool. Liverpool versus what's their name? Atletico Madrid. Chloe says hi. How you doing, Chloe? Hope you are good. Hope you are well. Cengiz says, see you Galatasaray. Yeah, Galatasaray versus Liverpool. I think that's in a few weeks. Oh, to be fair, not even in a few weeks. In about 2 weeks. So that one should be good. But yeah, as I said, be back tomorrow, 7:55, 8 o'clock UK time. Back Thursday as well, similar time, about 8 o'clock UK time. Friday I'll take the day off, and then Saturday I'll be back. But anyway, guys, have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.